everybody. Welcome into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack Rourke, Nick Bedone, Rob Watson coming at you a little bit earlier today, 9 a.m. It is a beautiful Friday, May 9th.
It's a Friday. We're getting this show over with, and we're enjoying the day, man.
Cavs Game 3, Wolves even series with the Dubs. Browns going over the pond to play in London. Pope from Chi-Town. Somebody new is in Alcatraz, and another edition of the fastest 2 minutes in sports where Jack's going to cry about his Golden Knights. It is an absolutely electric Friday. It's an electric factory here on the Big Factor. Guys, how are we doing?
Jack is in all black.
He's mourning.
We're definitely mourning on this this fine Friday. I think I got about 4.5 hours of sleep, but I mean, if there's anything I'd rather be doing on the planet than talking about the new Pope with you guys, then I'd be lying to you. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. ID the mic and have a Friday.
Did anybody have a Pope from Chi-Town on their bingo card?
People were saying this was a hot name, like in the mock drafts, like
in the conclave draft.
Yeah, in the conclave drafts, people kind of circled that.
He was the 101.
Yeah, if there was a time for there to be a first American Pope, people looked at it to be now. He had some interesting social media posts that were dug up, kind of similar to the NFL draft. You know, shout out Mitch Trubisky. Not a big fan of the current presidential administration and some of their border, things that they've laid out. Leave that there, but we'll see. New Pope.
So was this
from the U.S. of A? Kind of interesting. I saw a bunch of commentary.
Is
on
this
the
like
new
a
Pope
Caleb
yesterday.
Williams pick, like 101, hands down, wasn't even a debate?
I think it
Can't be. They were in there for 2 days.
So
It
he's
can't
but
be like
that's
the.
procedure.
He's a
like-
generational pope.
Is
No,
he a
he's-
generational Pope?
I think 2 days though is like relatively fast to get it
Yeah,
figured
it
out.
is. They always be blowing that. What is it? If it's black smoke. If they don't,
If
pick
they
one,
don't get it,
and
and
then
then
if they
it's
do,
white
it's
smoke.
white smoke. Yeah.
And especially talking about like Americans that were in consideration, is I think it was just like 3 or 4 short hours before the new Pope came out. Derek Shelton got relieved of his duties as manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, so I did see him flying up the boards a little bit. Sadly, our guy didn't get it though.
I love how they take on new identities. So
Yes.
he's Pope
Pope
Leo
Leo.
the 14th
Yeah.
is his new name.
That's a
I have a little bit of beef with that.
little aura in that name. I'm not going.
Like if you're like, I believe Pope Francis was the first Francis at the
Correct.
time of being the pontifex. If you want to form your own legacy here, right? Like you don't want to be the 14th Leo. Like no one's gonna remember which Leo you were. Like why not go out there,
Well,
be the first Pope Elmo or something?
Here's the
like
thing,
that.
Jack, and I don't know if you know this. I don't. Do they have a choice?
Yeah, who is he?
Yeah, no, they absolutely
have
have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So you pick. How it works is you pick the like the name of the saint or like a prior pope that you want to continue his
Legacy?
papacy. Yeah, like
So
like his,
who would y'all?
what he
who
did.
would y'all? Who
Have
would you name
picked?
yourself after?
I don't know any pope.
Pope Jack Eichel the 7th?
Oh, am I picking? So am I picking my name if I was the Pope, or am
Yeah.
I picking
No, if you were the Pope.
who I would make the Pope?
No, if you were the Pope, what would your name be?
Oh wow,
Pope Jose Ramirez the 6th?
I don't know.
No, it
so
has
like,
to be a saint.
you
name.
gotta be smart. Like,
Okay,
you don't
then
want to pull a Snoop line and
Pope-
change your name
Pope
in the middle.
Drew, Pope Drew Brees the 5th?
I don't think.
Give me,
Drew- There's no saint. Is there a Saint Drew?
Oh,
I think he was
that,
making
that one
a,
flew
like
over
Drew
your
Brees was the Saints
This one right
quarterback.
to Nick.
There is a Saint Andrew though, Ryan.
Greg Williams.
That could
Give me
fly.
St. Gregory. Come get some.
Pope Alvin Kamara.
Knock
the
twice
8th.
if you're with me.
All right, guys. I kind of just want to talk about the Pope for 44 minutes.
No,
to be
it's
honest with
We
you.
got nothing else to do,
fascinating.
yeah.
It's fascinating too that they did like solve it in 2 days. So like all kidding aside, yeah, this was like a Caleb Williams type.
I don't
Pope.
know too much Pope shit. I'm not hip on the conclave, but I did read Angels and Demons, a book about the basically they're in Vatican City. Which fun fact, Vatican City is the smallest country in the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now that it's an American Pope, not to get political, man. I'm trying to get political with it twice now.
Are we about to steal Vatican City?
Are we? Are
Is it
we?
gonna be
About,
the Vatican City of America?
should we lift the tariffs on the Vatican City? Are they in good graces
What's
now?
their
that
biggest
the Pope-
exports?
You got to think it's
Pope hat?
vibes. Rosaries probably, yeah.
Pope staff?
Maybe cannolis too, because they are
Holy
kind of in the
water?
heart of that area.
They are. Yeah.
You never know.
Holy water.
Well, we need the Pope to give us a Cavs win in Game 3, guys. I don't know if that's high on his agenda. He is from Chicago, so I guess he's obviously probably a
Hey,
Bulls
Midwest
fan.
grit.
Midwest grit. I
Yeah.
think if you were
Yeah,
It's
totally for
fascinating.
us.
Pope's gonna spend his summer watching a lot of American League Central baseball.
I wonder
Oh,
if he has
no.
time. Like, do you think he
Kyle
can ever,
Teal.
Do you think he can ever kick his feet up and catch a White Sox
I
game?
was thinking about
No,
that.
definitely not.
So like the Pope, it's
Yes,
one,
yeah.
it is one of the most powerful people in the world, but it's the ruler of the Catholic Church. What all goes into that? As someone that went to that goes to church and I grew up going to Catholic school. Like, I'm sure it's very important, but like, what's the day? Like,
Here's what it is.
In
It's
the
probably
job interview because the Pope also, Ryan, they have to accept that position. So when he came, that video of when he came out yesterday, that was him accepting it.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder if like in a job interview, where they ask you like, do you have any questions for me? Like his question would probably be like, what's my day-to-day look like in this job?
Nick, I think it's a lot. In a way, like a commissioner in sports. I think there was a day in that time where maybe the Pope was going out there, you're making new rules, you're going a little bit of expansion even maybe, like you're just making sure that we're getting the brand out there, we keep growing, be a high rev religion or league depending on what you're handling. And I think you're kind of at the point in time where like you kind of made it what it is. Like you're not going to go out there and just change the way that the Catholic Church is operated after thousands of years, right? So I think you're more just kind of like putting out these little like feelers. Like if, for example, Rob Manfred, right? Like we're gonna make the bases a little bit bigger, maybe like increase the strike zone size, pitch clock, all that good stuff. Maybe if you're the Pope, like, hey, we're gonna be a bit more accepting of this or doing this or that. Like I think you're kind of just like pushing boundaries a little bit more so than you are like really laying the groundwork of the game at this point in time.
It's also fascinating too. Like I'm looking at like the list of popes like all time, and like back then, like
Contavious Caldwell, where's he rank?
I mean, that's
Benedict's
the only
overrated.
dude. Like in the early like days of the church, like in the 400s, the popes were only pope for like a couple days. Like I just scrolled past the 66 days, whereas now they go for a while. But yeah, what happened? 263 days.
Think,
like,
do you think like there was a Hail Mary and he just like blitzed, or do you think it was more of a scenario
Somebody
where
took the throne, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zero
Just
blitz
like
on
a
4th and
figurehead?
14.
Is he just there? Or is he like Roger Goodell? He just gets told what
No,
to do. And he's kinda
I
like,
think it's you don't work for the owners. They work for you.
Is this
Wait,
aura?
I have research. Big Place newest intern, Joey Pfaff, did some research for us on what the Pope actually does. So, direct quote from our guy here. He doesn't do too much, but he kind of just makes tweets to mass and rules. So, now we have a bit of an insight
So he's
on
not
what
even
the Pope
like a
does.
pastor?
What's the Pope's salary?
He gets paid.
That's
I don't think he gets. I think you get paid in the ruby red shoes and.
I
I
mean,
was wondering.
Donald Trump has a salary.
I know, but this.
Well, he's the president,
what are
not
we
the
paying
Pope.
No,
Pope
you're
for?
right. Pope does not receive a traditional
that
salary.
sounds like
Okay.
unholy.
do you think they get NIL? Is it like kind of like where they can't just say like, "Hey, we're gonna pay you," but
Does he just
there's
say
ways
that?
around it?
Especially with an America, like this guy is from Chicago. Like this is a capitalistic Pope, I have to imagine. So like,
What if we got like
if
a
he-
sponsor on the
he
jersey?
Yeah,
jersey,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I saw too. He went from like 3,800 Twitter followers to like 250,000 Twitter followers at like the snap of a finger, and he hasn't posted anything.
So all I have to do
like,
is
brother,
become
drop
Pope.
a meme or something. Let people know that you're out there. And yeah, you
He
could
posts
start.
like the White Sox like do something with the stick.
and then dude, like you could get Shop GLD to sponsor your
Bro,
feed or something.
What?
Guys, all right? Is this aura? I'm quoting this from this article, CNN. The 69-year-old from Chicago stepped into his role as the 267th Pope on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica on Thursday evening, addressing thousands of cheering Catholics with the words, "Peace be with you all."
Did you just say he was the 267th?
Yep.
Is that aura? What would be your first 4 words if you were Pope?
I like that.
That's 5. Peace
That's
be
a
with
good.
you all.
It was
that's a
peace
good-
be with you. You
that's
said.
a-
Peace be
Yeah.
with you
It
all.
sounds relate. Like, has no one said that before? That was that original?
It probably wasn't the fact that they say that in church every Sunday. It's definitely not that original.
Yeah.
But
Mid aura.
Well, you also got to think like.
it's also kind of surprising.
The
Like
video-
You know,
was tough,
it's like when you remember who's the Asian pitcher the Cubs signed this past offseason? Or no, it was 2 years ago.
Shada Imanaga?
Imanaga, yeah. So like when he got to Chicago,
Yeah, I know ball. No big deal.
obviously he hasn't spoke English most of his life, so he gets up there and says like, "Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are gonna win today." Like the one-liner from the song.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to think like, "Hey, Pope might not know great Italian at this juncture in time. Most of the crowd out there, obviously Italian, Vatican, whatever you want to call them. Maybe that was like the 'Hey, go Cubs, just peace be with you all.'"
So he's a
Safe.
Bulls fan,
He played
right?
safe.
Cooper flag no matter what. That'd be my first
crazy.
one.
I did see an edit of him walking out to the Sirius song that MJ and the Bulls came out to, and it was pretty cool.
I saw a
Pope
couple.
edits?
I
there
saw a
Pope
couple.
edits?
It was tough. They closed the door and then
No,
they
no,
got
no,
him
no,
on the-
no,
on the,
no,
like,
no.
I saw a
no,
couple
no, no,
Kanye
no,
West
no, no.
homecoming for like.
That's
Wow.
Speaking, speaking of Kanye.
Yeah, he just put a song out.
speaking of
That
that,
is
Get to
not
that later in
good.
the show. Something about like 267 popes kind of blows my mind as well. Like, Pope's been around for a minute.
Yeah, let's see if I can do a quick search and figure out the average pope term.
Well, this is the fourth of our lifetimes, I believe.
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
The average-
this is like the Browns head coach era of
The
popes.
average papal, is that how it's pronounced? Papal? Papal?
Papal, I believe.
The average papal 10 years, only 7 years.
Really?
This is what it says.
Because
Traditionally,
I'm
Pope-
telling you, because you gotta configure
Because it's always
the guys
old
that are
heads.
bringing down the
It's-
average.
I mean,
Yeah.
is
Tristan
66
Thompson's been a
days.
Cav for 7
You know,
years. Now.
like
Super
you got a
old
couple
head.
stragglers in the year 300 that.
Oh
are
yeah,
pulling
who
down
just
the
they
average.
came in for
Yeah,
Black
Life
Plague. Next thing you know,
expectancy wasn't too high either, bro.
Right,
It was-
you caught the common cold back then.
Yeah.
Or the plague
Here
or
we
whatever.
go.
Talk
talk
looking
about
for no
load
smoke.
management. I mean, those popes used to go in and out.
Yeah, like geez,
Nah, that was
67
that
days.
was
We're
the
looking
real
for
era.
new
You know,
smoke.
those popes really got it out the mud. Today they got all this other comfortabilities. That was, the game's gone soft.
This
I don't
says
like it.
the average length of a pontificate since post 1900, so that gives us a little more. You had medicine there, about 12 years.
So with modern
See-
science, we gained 5 years. Okay.
So
modern science.
this dude,
that's what I'm saying.
in 12 years.
I'm
would be
23 and I've seen
81.
4.
This dude would be 81
It's
in
been
12
4
years.
popes.
Yeah.
Sheesh, bro.
John Paul II, Benedict, Francis, and this cat Leo.
So
Yeah.
what are your restrictions as pope? Does anybody know?
Not big on marriage. I have
Yeah,
to
definitely.
imagine.
Like can you sleep with?
Obviously not. No.
No,
He's probably not supposed
Can
to. I'm sure he
you-
does, though. I ain't gonna lie.
no,
Can you-
no. I mean,
can
these are like
you-
the most holy people.
Can you
in the
Han?
world.
Yeah, no,
Can
no,
you
we're-
Han Solo it?
Can
What?
Can you Han Solo it?
Freezing carbonite? What's the?
political
Oh,
neutrality.
Handle
moral
it
and
yourself?
personal
I'm not going to. I'm not. You know. I don't
No,
want to mess with people's
I
religion. I can't. I'm not
pulled
making
that
them
up.
do
The
Yeah, I
answer to
can't.
that is no.
People.
Bro's gonna be
Style.
pent up and frustrated.
Finding successors, so he cannot he can't call his shot. Babe Ruth. Like,
Oh, like you're
Jack
next,
O'Rourke
yeah.
is the next pope.
Wouldn't that be sick though?
It
If they
would
could
be
like,
cool.
If they
It
could just
would
hand
be
it off.
kinda
Yeah.
cool.
But
But
you
I
get like
get what-
dynasties going away.
Yeah, but I get why you don't want to do
takes a
that
vow of celibacy.
because that turns into like empire. type
Yeah.
stuff.
Empires. You can toss a little money under the table. The
Not
NIL
allowed to
fund.
commit violence or have people killed. Feel like that's obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe-
These are
that
all.
might not be obvious though when you look at the early days.
Oh yeah. No. I bet there was at least one who got assassinated in there probably.
Okay, so this is a fascinating blip about our idea of him getting sponsorships. The Council of Cardinals provides guidance to the Pope on maintaining a positive and appropriate public image.
So he's got.
So if we get like Notre
So I
Dame's
don't-
80, Michigan's
PR
80.
team. is what you're saying.
I don't think he could rep like garage beer. This.
But you think
is
he could, like,
probably-
Or
marathon
he could
patch on
snag an
sleeve like the
Adidas
guards.
deal.
I think Adidas has to be like.
That'd be sick if his robe was Adidas, had an Adidas logo on it.
That's what I'm saying. We got to
Pope
get our
has to
guy a
go-
couple.
I mean, that's kind of disrespectful to the Pope to assume that he's going to go to Adidas. So you got to think he gets Nike at a
He has to
minimum.
go
This is
to
the Pope.
confession.
bro.
They said he can't forgive himself.
Oh, he's from Chicago. He'd sign with Jordan.
yeah, he would sign with Jordan.
That'd be kind of sick.
Especially
too,
like
actually.
he's-
Imagine the alternate. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like late 60s as well. He would definitely sign.
Yeah,
with Jordan.
oh,
yeah,
he
come
definitely
on.
thinks Jordan's
He
the
definitely
GOAT.
thinks Jordan's
Yeah.
the GOAT.
Is he
I'm
the
out
first-
on the new,
is he the first
I'm
Pope?
out on the new Pope.
Yeah.
Is he the first Pope to wear
I'm out.
Jordans?
Big Factor's out on the Pope.
I'm
guy.
Oh no,
surprised.
I'm
I'm
in.
surprised he didn't go with like Saint Michael or something. Pope Michael as his
Pope
name.
Michael.
I'm
Michael
out on the
James
new
goes by
Pope.
MJ.
Popes cannot.
Is he a Chief Keef fan?
So we can't add, alter, or discard Catholic doctrines. Probably good. You can't just go out there and start making.
So he's not
up your
making
own
amendments.
stu-
Yeah,
you can't
he's
start
got to stick
making
to
up
the
your own
schedule a little
stuff.
bit.
Yeah, you got to stay on schedule. Yeah.
Oh well, we just talked about the Pope for 17 minutes, guys. So what do we say we take a break?
It doesn't mean he's incapable of sinning or contradicting God's will, nor does it make every Pope's statement binding doctrine. So he could be wrong. Like
This
just
dude-
because you're the Pope doesn't mean you're
This
like
isn't important. This
inflappable.
is important. He's got to live up to his Pope duties as the first American. You can't
Yeah.
get a bad rap.
No, because then that kind of like puts the bad omen on.
It's a
on
lot of
another
pressure. It's
yeah,
like when
it'll be a minute.
the Montreal Canadiens
breaking the,
never had a non-Canadian captain for
he's
like the
breaking the
first
barrier
75
right
years.
He is like I hate to say it. It's kind of like what we had going on with like black quarterbacks for a while. Like it was hard.
Is he the Jackie Robinson of the Popage?
Bro.
That's the question I gotta ask. Shout out Chi-Town though, rep it in Vatican City. I appreciate it. All right, let's take a break, guys. When we get back, if we want to, we can talk about the Cavs. But I'm kind of having fun talking about the Pope. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pope. Big Factor, Ryan Tyler, Jack Rourke, Nick Pannone, Rob Watson. We're going to Conclave. We're whipping over to Vatican City in our new Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford, Ohio is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire Vatican City, state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150 Super Duty trucks. Won't be beat on any price by any other Ford dealers. Employee pricing for everybody. You pay less than what they pay. Pre-tariff pricing on all Fords. Over 500 in stock on their lot in Canfield. So don't let that short drive prevent you from saving thousands of dollars on your new truck. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, as well as the same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com or scan that QR code. Again, that's fairwayfordohio.com. All right, are we talking Cavs or are we power ranking Popes?
Power
There's
ranking
something
Popes,
really
power
funny
ranking Popes.
also that happened on here that I can't like read out, but I can't wait till the next break.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, Rob, do you have
Okay.
a top 10 Pope list for
We
us?
have a top 10 popes who made the world a better place.
Okay.
List. Coming in at number 10, Pope Benedict the 15th.
Oh yeah, he was nice.
Who?
None of these guys are from the modern era. There's not.
Oh, no one in the modern.
That's
These
what I'm
are-
saying,
these are
bro.
all
'Cause, like,
paintings.
what do you
Everything I'm
do
looking
on
at.
the
They were
regular?
playing against plumbers and insurance salesmen
Number
back then.
9.
Yeah, it was like the Assyrians and I don't even know.
Because they had groundwork to lay. Like, how's
right? No, we just talked about this.
How's
You
that
gotta
mass
format
set the rules,
it?
set the
You
league
gotta-
up.
You got a 60-minute block
Yeah.
for church. How we formatting this
Is there
thing?
ever
That's
an
what they were
expansion
figuring out.
draft for the conclave?
Pope Pius the 4th,
Who?
Pope Benedict the 14th.
There were a lot of bad.
And this is the thing too, is like, why not pick your own name and be original? They're never gonna remember you at any
At
point in time.
number
There's
7,
15
they
other
were picking up
Benedicts.
where
Pope
they left
Saint
off.
Leo the First.
Oh, okay, he was him.
that's
He was him.
Leo
That's a good
the
pick.
Great.
Sneaky pick.
How many rings?
He's got 3.
Damn.
Now, Pope Sixtus the 4th, a controversial figure.
Oh.
I kind of want to see why. Let me read this. Come back to me. Hold on. What made him controversial?
All right. I think we got to hit a little cap.
Yeah, we gotta do something non-Pope.
We're what 20 minutes in, I think.
If we have to, guys.
If we
Game 3
have to.
in Indiana. Cleveland opens this one actually as a 3.5-point favorite, a must-win for the Cavs. DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, all game-time decisions. Guys, we're either going down 3-0 tonight or we're making it a series going up. Or excuse me, only down 2-1. How are we feeling?
There was a little optimism out in the streets last night if you were looking for it. Just that the swelling unanimously the swelling of the team has gone down from Hunter's hand to Mobley's leg to DG's toe, which is reason for optimism. I will say though, like I did read that in The Athletic, and the first thing that like ran through my head was, great, that'll just like take the wind out of my sails even more, like around 6:45 when all three of these guys
not
get
playing.
ruled out. But I don't think that'll happen. I think they get at least somebody back tonight. I mean, if you guys think about it, like as doom and gloom as we felt after game 2, you fall down 0-2. You get one back tonight, and it almost feels like we're back in this thing. You know, like it feels like you came out of your corner after you were getting your act messed around for a little bit in the first 2 rounds. You were able to emerge from that corner and you were able to deliver a big blow. Like, that could be cool.
I love hitting the sports cliches on it, but there's no scenario where you come out and type the series tonight. You just got to go out there, and as dumb as it sounds, you got to take it one game at a time. And that's Rafa was talking about it yesterday. If you got to eat an elephant, whole thing ain't going down at once. Got to start with one bite somewhere, and that's a big bite you got to take tonight.
Rob, how you feeling? You're dwelled into the Pope talk.
Dude, I had to click off of that.
He was in on hockey too. Rob's having a great morning.
I'm depressed again because I'm looking at this series, man. Like they said, you're not going to get it all back tonight. I really want to see, I need to see a good Ty Jerome game today. Regardless of who's playing and who's healthy, I need to see him step up because that's been a key piece of the team all season, and he just hasn't been playing well this series. And regardless, we could have won the last game and arguably the first game if we got better performances from him. So I'm going to focus on the controllable. I don't know if the other guys are going to play tonight. I'm looking at Ty Jerome, and I need to see him play like he did during the regular season.
If you guys could only get back one, Mobley or Garland, who do you think is more important to this game?
Garland.
I think.
Give me Mobley.
I would. This is so bad. This is truly a Friday show.
DeAndre Hunter.
This is bad to say. I would want to see both of them move. How fluid of DG, what version of each of these guys am I getting? Because if DG is DG, then I'll take him. But if DG is but if he's not, then I'll take him.
I don't know if I want to see either of them play because that's so up in the air how they're gonna move. Mobley might be out there and he might not be able to do more than a jog. They might just go out and they might get ruled into play and we might see him play 3 minutes and it's none of these guys can go and it's they're not ready. So
Which to me is practically useless because Mobley at his best all season long he was taking guys off the dribble. He's pulling up spot threes the new Evan Mobley that Atkinson deployed. You can't have him just wobbling around up. He's useless.
At what point are they a detriment if they're trying to play through injury as well? That's also a factor. So
yeah.
I get trying to be tough, but
Would you say it's a big factor?
Yeah, biggest factor.
Roll
possibly.
credits.
If DG is out there and he's not quick, well then who's Darius Garland if you can't get by your guy? If Evan Mobley's out there and he can't jump and he can't protect the rim, then who's Evan Mobley? If DeAndre Hunter can't shoot, who is he? If that's the question and they're all healthy, I would want Mobley just because I think he's the best player of the bunch. But in a world where they're all kind of 75, 80%, maybe DG, because then maybe he's still got a little burst and then he can still control the game and be the point guard we need. But it's going to be interesting to see tonight for sure.
You need to make some threes too. I know that's the one thing that everybody is leaning up against is the fact that they've shot so poorly from 3, but that's how you get one back tonight is you see a couple of those shots go down. What do we always say too? When these series go on the road, you need role players. So Rob, to your point, Ty Jerome just has to show up tonight. He has really no other choice. Same with Dean Wade. You've got if you're out there for 14 minutes, you got to do something. You can't just be out there in the playoffs getting cardio in.
To that point though, I also think we got some really good games from a couple role players last game.
Yeah.
Can I expect Max Strus to do that again? Can I expect Sam Merrill to also
you
produce
need him to
in the clip he did? But that's also asking for a lot. 2 games in a row, we're going on the road. It's going to be raucous. You miss those first couple shots, and we're down 10, and now the crowd's into it. It's going to be in for a long night. Ryan, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alive. Guys, one night only. Jared Allen, 8+ made threes. $1 pays $43,000.
Only 43?
I just made up those odds. They won't let me bet that.
8 threes?
All right, but guys, I want to do this.
I have a bet for this weekend.
Pivotal game 3. We all know this. Everybody pull up your handy-dandy FanDuel sports books. We're all going to do one leg here. Even Mr. Joey Paff on the sideline over here. We're going to put together a one-night-only retirement parlay.
I love this.
PJ Tucker.
I'm looking on with you.
5 threes.
If anybody sees anything that's gravitating towards them, let me know.
Do I get a profit boost on this? Hold on, let me check.
If you have a boost.
I get a no sweat.
Tyrese Halliburton, 27
what
plus
the hell
assists.
No Pacers in the lay unless you're taking the under.
Oh, okay.
Talk to me, Joey.
This kid's a winner over here. That's what we're learning.
Did you just cook up something vicious?
No, but you're gonna get 2 good legs out of this corner.
2 good legs.
This is riveting content, by the way, here, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody just looking at their
right.
phone. Nobody's saying it.
All right, I'm going to go my first leg to this parlay. I'm going to go let's start kind of, I'll start with a very nice solid leg. I'll just roll Donovan Mitchell, 25+ points. Stardust, that's minus 340.
Max Strus 6 rebounds. Lock it in.
Max Strus, 6
Lock it in.
rebounds.
That's
It feels kind of random.
That's plus 102. He's a good rebounder.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He grabs boards, and if Mobley doesn't play, he's
So
gonna
that
be
already
good.
takes us to plus 149.
Let's get it.
Nick, Jack, Faf,
Wait, how many rebounds?
6.
6 rebounds on Strus.
All right.
Jack, what are you doing?
Oh, we're analyzing.
What did you say? You had-
Give yours. Feel
You
free to
had
give yours
Mitchell at
first.
25, Ryan?
You don't have one yet either.
How many
Donovan
rebounds
Mitchell,
do you have for
25
Strus?
plus.
6.
25 plus. Yes.
Oh, boy, Donovan Mitchell, 25+ points. Max
And-
Strus, 6+ rebounds.
Let's build
They're
this.
really.
Yeah,
they're,
Jack,
Jack
just
is off camera.
Use your fucking mouth.
I'll go
bro.
How
Well, no,
about this?
someone's got to. You got to.
If this is, I
reverse
mean,
strengths.
this is our best chance of getting back in this series. I'll go Cavs money line.
Okay.
So we're adding Cavs money line.
Build
Okay,
the
that
leg.
takes us to
Build the leg.
that takes us to plus 258.
Build the
Nice.
leg.
Jared Allen points.
Jack, I'm about to freak
All right,
out.
Jared Allen points. Jared Allen points.
How many?
Over.
He
Just
doesn't
on the-
realize
on
that
the-
he's on mic. Like,
I know.
comedy of errors.
You got it
Jared
on
Allen
here.
points.
On the
1,
line.
2, 3 points. How many points?
10.
Yeah, let's go.
10 plus.
All right, so we're betting that down.
Yeah.
That's minus 400.
I got it at minus 350. Jared Allen, 10+ points.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
mine.
Well, I mean, you don't know who's going to play yet.
Okay,
so.
we're at plus 368.
Joey, bring us home.
We're doubling down on
We're
Strus.
going Strus points. Wow.
How many?
Oh, yeah, I think
How
he's
many?
gonna bet threes.
Or is it threes?
Or threes.
2 plus
Two
threes.
threes.
2 plus 3s. I like that.
Okay, that takes us to plus
Plus
483.
483.
So Nick, we need one from you and we're good.
I have.
Yeah,
yeah,
Cavs money line, right?
Oh, so then who are we missing one from?
That's
Oh, that was
everybody.
fine.
I only have 5. There's 5 people. All right, plus 483. Donovan Mitchell 25+ points. Max Strus 6+ rebounds. Cavs money line. Jared Allen 10+ points. Max Strus
I got
2+
a
made
profit
threes.
boost. Let's
Cat
go.
Daddy.
Throw that on there. Throw that profit boost. Let's see.
What?
What's the max wager I can?
I got it at plus 628 with this profit boost.
$2,900 nets you $14,023. Book it. I'm going to Ibiza. All right, guys, let's take a break. Dubs, they lose game 2 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards ties things up. We'll talk about that when we get back on the Big Factor.
He immediately.
Hey, everybody! Welcome back into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Pidone, Rob Watson.
Our parlay is official. Cavs money line. Donovan 25.
We need to tweet that bad boy
points.
out.
Strus 6 rebounds. Jared Allen 10 points. Strus 2 threes.
The Struz game.
Strus has had over 6 rebounds in 3 of the 5 playoff games, by the way, for you guys.
Book it. Book it. All right, guys. Timberwolves, they tie this thing up 117-93. They get the win. Series tied 1-1. Julius Randle, 24 points. Are the Warriors cooked? They need to take one back home. Steph Curry, we don't know how long he's going to be out. Draymond Green went on a quick post-game rant. Rob, you watched the game. What are your takeaways?
I mean, Draymond, it's the same stuff every game with him. He clearly elbows the dude in the head. He crashes out. Steve Kerr's got to sub him off. Like, we got to bring Jimmy in. Steph Curry's, like, on the court telling him to chill. Like, and it's odd because he was, like, hitting a
It's our
couple.
ball, ain't it?
He was hitting a couple shots last game. Like, he's been playing all right. But he's, like, one because he got a tech for the elbow. So I think he's 1 or 2 away from getting suspended, which could come into play this series because Anthony Edwards might be a little hobbled, but Steph dealing with the hammy, they're going to need Draymond. But last night, the Timberwolves took care of business. I'm really interested to see if the Warriors could at least get one back at home. They need to extend the series. I think we could see Steph back around game 5 or 6, depending on the rest and the travel days. and how well his hamstring heals. So I won't say they're cooked yet if they could win one in Golden State, but it's looking a little more bleak with their franchise legend out.
It's really a tradition unlike any other. Watching the playoff Draymond Green technical fouls and like waiting for the the one that'll get him the suspension. Obviously, we remember that well, but man,
He's close on flagrants too. He's like one flagrant foul or two flagrant. Like no matter what he does now, when he has that Draymond moment and the ref goes and they hit one of these and they got to go over to the table.
he just can't control himself.
I don't know. It's just like it seems.
And then he
so
tried to
much-
turn it into like a race thing after the game. He was
Tony
still
Brothers
crashing
called
out.
it, by the way. I don't know that one. It's like it's just not basketball moves. Like he's got it in triple threat, and Nasri it's a regular reach in blocking foul. He's gonna go shoot free throws, and he just jumps up and bows him right in the head. It's just unnecessary, man. And I mean, he's really just got to figure it out. I don't know if he's like doing it out of spite or if it's.
Does
just,
anybody
like,
know if Draymond's a WWE guy?
I don't know.
I don't think that he is.
Couldn't you see him doing
That's kinda
something with
shocking.
the WWE?
He
after retiring?
should.
I wouldn't hate it if he
Yeah.
switched over as someone who watches wrestling. Definitely someone people love to hate in a way, which could be great for you in that business. So I mean, wouldn't be terrible, but
He'd be good at it too, because
Yeah.
like he's good
He
on
could
the
rile up the
mic.
crowd,
you know?
probably.
He'd be good
Yeah.
at-
yeah,
he'd be
he
a-
could talk.
he'd be
bro.
a good
Some
actor.
personality.
He'd be a good
So,
actor.
I don't know. Draymond, think about that, bro. Hit up Triple H.
What would be his name?
I think you just gotta.
I don't think you can move off the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he might just
Yeah.
be Draymond Green, just like how Logan Paul is Logan Paul. Just bring
Yeah.
him in and let people hate
Too
him
big of a
based
brand
off of-
already.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Nuggets Thunder, Game 3 tonight, 10 p.m. Oklahoma City is a 5.5 point favorite.
It's interesting. I don't know. This is going to be a close game tonight. I really think Denver just took their foot off the gas. You know, they out-rebounded Thunder. They just outplayed them completely in that first game. They choke. The Thunder get mad. They come out. They're like, we're not going to go for this. I'm looking for a Jokic performance again. Probably going to give you like knowing Jokic like 40 and 20. Looking at Jamal Murray is going to be the X factor. Going to need him to really step up. He's that guy that makes the big plays in the clutch. His shots are usually backbreaking for the other team. It's going to be Jamal Murray versus like Jalen Williams, usually who has the better performance. That's how you're going to know which way the game is tipping the secondary stars to the two MVP candidates.
It's crazy how a 40-20 for Jokic, like we would just blink at it.
It's regular.
It's just
That's
absolutely
what he does,
insane.
man. And
He's so good.
Chet can't hold him either. He's just too skinny. So Hardenstein in foul trouble is bad for the Thunder. But Chet's more mobile though, so he could guard him out of the three. He's just unguardable.
You just body
honestly.
shame Chet.
Chet's he's so skinny, man. He's just got to get stronger. But he's just a mismatch either way. He'll take Hardenstein outside. He'll post up Chet.
All right, guys, I got to tell you about Garage Beer real quick. Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, none of that IPA taste. It's just beer-flavored beer. Scan that QR code or go visit their website, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com. Guys, we're going to need a lot of garage beer if the Cavs go down 0-3 tonight.
People might need a little garage beer also. I guess Andrew Barry, speaking right now, said Nick Chubb's return to Cleveland becoming increasingly unlikely.
Andrew Barry himself said that.
Increasingly unlikely.
Man, what does Andrew Barry
So
know?
are we in contract talks with him? Are we still trying?
He said
I think the second they
I
drafted
wouldn't
Dylan
rule
Sampson, it
anything
died.
out, but it's becoming increasingly unlikely.
I love how he's like, I get it, and he says that like it's not his choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like, bro, you
That's
can,
still the way to word it, though. That's what he
it is-
has
I
to do.
understand that, but
I-
it's like if you wanted him here that bad, you'd give him the money. You have it.
it's like, is it worth? We're already so tight on a budget. Is it worth the money to invest when you went out and drafted two? Like, and I love Chubb, but it's just at the point now where it's like it's really just for vibes and just for the one good one for the you know what I'm saying?
People will hate me for this. Like it is, and I think people will realize, in a couple months, but it will be for the best. The
Yeah.
Browns are gonna let Nick Chubb do his own thing.
So-
Because you need to see Dylan Sampson, Judkins, like these are not guys that you have a 5th-year option on. Like you gotta see what they've got from Jump Street, from get-go, especially if it's gonna be Joe Flacco for a couple games, and then you're gonna have to turn the keys over to Gabriel and Shador. Like you might as well help them out and figure out what the young core future could look like for this football team. And it's not with
I
Nick
get
Chubb.
it, and I totally get it, but Nick Chubb, right, has that horrible knee injury, misses the whole season, comes back last year, doesn't look fantastic. What did he do? Break his foot, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discount that Nick Chubb can't come back. I'm not saying he's going to be 100% Nick Chubb, but it feels like everybody thinks that he's just going to be some old, washed version of himself. And that's very possible. I mean, that's a devastating injury. especially you go back to Georgia when he did it there. But like Nick Chubb is such a beast.
I'm not saying he won't cook. I just think we've now backed ourselves into a corner picking 2 running backs.
Well,
that
And it's
are
like
young,
even if he comes back to like 85% of what
Yeah.
he was, like it's just not worth it for the Browns at this juncture. Like with drafting both those
yeah,
kids,
we just went and invested, so now we got to use them. Running backs have a lower like shelf life. You want to get the most out of you can from them from the jump. So I mean,
and they're both babies too, right? Like
Yeah.
aren't they super duper young? Like I think they were 2 of the youngest running backs in the draft.
20.
do you
He's
wanna
20.
See,
I'm
do you
pretty sure
wanna
he's
see
20.
3 in the backfield because I feel like Chubb and
And Judkins
Judkins
is
are gonna
21.
do the same type deal. So
I
do you
just-
want to see them splitting
I just-
carries 3 ways?
I just don't really want to watch Jerome Ford carry.
You probably won't.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to either way.
And
Probably
that's my
won't.
Bearcat, but I'm
Listen,
sorry, it's just
Nah, Chubb's gonna go to
Special
like he's gonna go to like the Ravens or something somehow, and
Oh,
then he's
to
just
roll
gonna
out
he's
back
gonna have
there.
the Derrick Henry
Pittsburgh.
duo.
Oh,
They still need a back. They drafted bro.
they drafted
Caleb
Caleb
Johnson.
Johnson.
I was saying Chargers for a while, but then they drafted the other
Are,
guy.
would they
Amari.
really let that stop
to the
them from
Broncos.
Nick
the con
Chubb?
artist would slide in there.
I think the
Yeah.
Get
Broncos
Nick
could
Chubb.
still use him.
Yeah.
They
And the
drafted
Bears
Harvey, I
as
think.
well.
No, they-
Bears
yeah,
is
yeah,
an
right.
option.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Chargers got him.
You can't get the papacy
He's
and
got
Nick
options
Chubb in the same week.
He's just got to
It's
go
bullshit.
prove it. But yeah, I just don't think it'll be here in Cleveland.
All right, let's take another break. We get back. Browns going over the pond to play in London. Apparently, they play the Vikings. Not confirmed, but that's the leak. We'll talk about that when we get back on the Big Factor.
He was tough though.
Cap. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports
Tuesday,
Network.
isn't it?
Ryan Tyler. It's Friday. Jack O'Rourke, Nick Pitto, and Rob Watson.
Friday, ain't it?
Guys, before it's Friday, innit? Before we talk about football, guys, I have to talk about this. I pulled up an article. I actually got some. So this was the MVP voting, the race for popage. So this was a rank of who they thought was going to be the next pope. So I have here worst Peter Erdo, not much better. Fridolin and Bongo Basungu,
Wasn't a huge Basungu guy personally either.
labeled as groovy. Peter Turkson.
That could have been cool. We could have used a little disco vibes
he's
in the
so
world
Pete,
right
yeah.
now.
He's too offense heavy though. Lackadaisical on defense.
Boring was Pietro Parolin.
That's a good two-way
Damn.
player.
And
That's
then
why I
they
didn't do
had
that.
best. Obviously, this didn't come to fruition, but their best was Luis Antonio Tagle.
Overrated.
He's been described as the Asian.
Why were
Pope.
his friends not at his birthday
He's
party?
been described as the Asian Pope Francis.
Also,
So that would have just been the same exact thing that we had.
Yeah, I like the shake up. I mean, you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
like, let's look at the NFL. You don't like replace. You don't fire an offensive coach and go out and do another offensive coach. You flip the cycle. You go get a defensive coach. You know,
you
that's
don't
just
get
the way
rid
it
of
goes.
you don't get rid of Josh Rosen for Sam Darnold. You get rid of Josh Rosen for Kyler Murray.
Exactly. Yeah.
got you.
Fair enough.
Got you.
Browns going to London. Apparently,
Let's clap it up, fellas. We're going overseas.
the rumor.
Cleveland Browns making waves,
The
baby.
Factor International.
The rumor is Week 5 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Tottenham.
The Cleveland Browns will be
That was,
playing.
Geez, so American. Tottenham.
What is it? Tottenham.
Tottenham.
The Tottenham Hotspur.
Hotspur Stadium. Browns versus Minnesota Vikings Week 5, October 5th. Other international games. Jets Broncos Week 6. Excuse me, I should say other London games. And
Oh,
then Week
sleep
7,
in for
Jaguars
these.
versus the Rams at Wembley Stadium.
I mean,
Hey,
grow,
said that
grow the
one,
game, not.
yeah.
Send the,
talking
send the
to Jack,
fucking
I was-
Chiefs
I
and
was-
Eagles over there to play a
Elon's
game.
gonna put that game on the moon.
I asked him Jimmy was gonna drop the season ticket prices because we were gonna get one less home game, and I think they
In
actually
fact, they
went
got
up,
it.
so.
The Browns
He's gonna. I can't wait till they start selling like fish and chips in the stadium, like weeks 1 through 4 to get you ready for going to
In addition,
London.
jerseys with a
Browns
patch.
haven't played an international game since 2017. Funny
Good.
enough, I'm pretty sure that was against the Minnesota Vikings.
It
as well.
was.
Did
It
we
was
win?
the Minnesota Vikings. No, bro, that was Deshaun Kaiser went over there.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Does that
well.
give you bad feelings for this year at all?
No.
No bad vibes?
That's not that's not what's
It's a
giving me
good,
bad
it's a
feelings.
good day
about
if my
this.
Sunday could be ruined at 10 a.m. instead of 1. So I'll take it, man.
I'll tell you this though,
That is, I think, I
doesn't
thought
it
of that
wind
after.
up kind of in a convenient spot on the schedule? Like, could this be the last Joe Flacco game, or maybe is Shador
Oh.
international enough to have
Nah,
perfect timing?
They would be,
We'll be-
they would be
we'll be
so
4-0
dumb to
with
start him
Kenny
overseas
Pickett.
for his first game. I can so see that happening.
We'll be 4-0 with Kenny Pickett by
Saw
the
the
time we head
picture
over
of
the
that
pond.
man's
All right, Nick, I'll
hands.
start with you. Excited or not going overseas?
Oh, very excited. I'm going to go over there for this one. I am. I do think there's something about, growing the game and going to these international games, and it sucks for the scheduling. Like, I will tell you guys, the team hates it, the players hate it. You're looking at an early bye week again because you have to go over there so early in the season. They'll give you that next week off. But I do think, like, this Browns season in particular, you're not cheering for much on the field. Like, you're not cheering for a playoff berth, most likely. So at least you have this. At least you have the intrigue of the rookie quarterbacks and when we'll get to see them. And I really believe that this is so early on the schedule that, like, if the week 1 starter is still the starter by this point of the season, this very well could be their last game in a battle against JJ McCarthy before the bye week. And then that's usually when you would want to make a quarterback switch, would be international game, long bye week, and then week
10 days to
that
get
would
him
be
in.
week 8 would be probably back at Cleveland Browns Stadium for your rookie quarterback to get in there. That could be. It's a fascinating point in the schedule. I'm a fan of it.
So is the question if you're excited or not about going to London?
Yeah.
My school of thought is if you go 3-14, I wouldn't watch you if you were in Detroit. Like, I wouldn't make that 2-hour drive, so I'm definitely sure as hell not hopping on a plane to go watch them play.
Rob, are you excited to head overseas?
I don't have a passport.
I also don't have a passport. That would add
no,
as well.
What
but
are we doing?
It's nice to see the games. Like, we might be able to catch a team that's
Domesticated.
good. Usually things flip-flop with all the travel. You might see bad teams perform well. Maybe we see some fun things in London. So
We
sure, why
fought
not?
2 world wars. Did not care about what's going on over there.
Jack, I saw you just wetted your whistle. Are you officially ready for the fastest 2 minutes? And
Well, do we have to decide on Alcatraz first, or we can do that
We
after?
don't have one. We might not have one today.
Well, we have an edition.
Oh, we do?
I thought, yeah. You made a graphic for it. What do you mean?
For Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. Yeah, Nick
All
was
right,
throwing me off.
Fastest 2
Okay.
minutes.
All right, yeah, this is a really sad
You
one,
can't
guys.
hear it, but I can. Timer started.
Big
Okay.
vibes.
Yeah, guys, it's just a sad one. We're not going to take too much time on this. Don't want to eat away at your guys' days. Capitals even up the series at home. Shout out to the Caps. They're 1-1 now, the 1 seed getting back in it. Then we head over to the West, and guys, it was a real ugly night. Got into bed around probably 2:10 a.m. last night. Vegas takes an early lead, goes down. Go down 4-2, come back 4-4. Go to overtime. Nicholas Waugh cross-checks someone in the skull. They bleed. 5-minute penalty against the best power play in hockey. You kill off the 5-minute power play against the best penalty in hockey. Then he fucking gets scored on by McDavid and Draisaitl. It was just, it was bad. Down 2-0, panic button pressed. Life not quite as fun. Sun still came out. So that's where we sit in the NHL at the moment.
And that's with 1:15 to spare.
That was going to be a brief
I
one.
need to
that was
start
the
making.
fastest 45
Yeah.
seconds.
Do I need
Those
to
two names
make
are
it the
tough,
fastest
bro.
a minute?
McDavid and Draisaitl? Those are tough names.
Yeah.
bro. Are you a fan? Like how do
No,
you
no.
feel
I
about-
actually, I will say I respect both their games a lot. They're the 2 best players in the world. But when it comes to those 2, no, definitely not a fan.
Are 2-0 comebacks possible in hockey more so than they are in basketball? How much does home field really matter in hockey?
Home field matters more in hockey, I would say, but I do think you're more likely to come back down 2-0, even if you went down 2-0 at home in hockey than you are in basketball.
Sure. So it's still a chance. Still
Yeah,
life,
still a
Jack.
chance.
Let's,
Definitely
let's,
still
let's
a chance.
lock in.
We're good,
All right.
Rob. We're good.
We're
All right,
good.
Jack.
Hey, always advance, never retreat.
You want to do the honors? Who are we sending to Alcatraz?
Okay, guys. Yeah, we had to send someone out to Alcatraz here on Friday. We didn't want to do Zion. You know, Zion's still got an active career going. We don't want to exile a guy off, but can we get a drum roll, please? Pierre the Pelican, welcome to the Alcatraz. Your organization sucks.
That was minus
Yeah.
600. That's a horrible outfit.
Isn't that
Yeah,
not, guys?
my
Is that not the
God.
ugliest mascot you've seen in your whole entire life?
That looks more like a
San Diego
rooster.
chicken? It looks like
yeah,
San Diego
chicken.
chicken.
I can't see it from back here.
It looks
That's
like
horrible.
the chicken Peter
Oh,
Griffin
and Faf just kicked out the TV cords. Now no one can see it.
Let's
but,
go, Joey.
Yeah, Joey.
Now we're in the dark.
I can still see it though, and the great people watching the Big Factor can still see
But
it.
yeah, it's. Can we do it real quick? Is that not the ugliest mascot you've seen your whole entire life across any sport? And our mascot is pink, and I don't even know what it is.
Hold on. Let's get
Hey,
let's-
Slider is iconic. Is what.
But what
it
is Slider?
What
See you
is
Monday.
Slider?
Nah, that's Stanford.
Roll
one is
credits.
bad.
What is Slider? Roll
Stanford's
credits.
mascot is just like a tree, bro. I was just thinking.
Yeah,
about
he
that.
is a
That's-
straight-
Well,
But
cardinal.
it's iconic.
It's a
People know
tree
about
though. Their
that.
nickname's
Yeah,
a tree,
and
so it
the
makes
Stanford
sense.
Tree, yeah.
I looked up worst mascots, and the Pelicans one came up first.
Okay,
Yeah,
so never mind then. All right.
So that was a
unanimous.
valid.
I feel
exile.
justified.
They have two mascots in there, 1 and 2. King Cake Baby from the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh,
Who is that?
And the music that play.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody watching the Big Fat Dude. Shout out to Fairway Forward. Huge shout out to Garage Beer. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Let them know. Go Cavs.
Go
Let's
Cavs. Enjoy game
Go
3.
Knights.
Hopefully we come in Monday. When's game 4?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Hopefully we
So
come
we could
in.
come back
We could
tied.
come back.
Or we
Monday
could come
tied.
back. We could come
Or
back.
the series can be
Or the
over.
kids are in town for a funeral. You know, there's two ways it could go.
A lot of ways the Cavs
no.
game series could go against the Pacers. Appreciate everybody tuning in. See ya.
Kids in 6.